Additional pylons. Game review. So Kingdoms and Castles is a great little indie city building game. It's a city simulation management game. Here it's lightweight, it's fun, it's very simplistic as far as its art style. I really like that. I think that it lends itself well to the feel and the play of the game. So the point of the game really is to grow your colony, keep them fed, keep them happy, make sure that they have all the amenities that they need, charcoal, food, make sure that they have, bread if they want that, different things, make sure that they're happy through, libraries, churches, all these taverns, all these different things you can have. Town fairs, really fun, but not only keep them fed and happy, but also make sure that they're safe from invaders. Right now there's dragons and Vikings in the game, not sure if there's going to be more stuff added to it, but it's a fun little game it's actually fairly tough to keep everything balanced, and I like that. As a strategy gamer, I like the challenge. I like the challenge of having to weigh pros and cons against one another. So the challenges early on, you face basic resource needs, so food, wood, stone, charcoal, all those sort of things. Just this basic stuff to make sure that your colonists can be fed, housed, all that sort of stuff. So that's the big challenge early on. Mid-game, it's about happiness and housing, and also making sure you have enough gold. Eventually you can get yourself a treasure room, and that treasure room allows you to start taxing your peasants. Well, taxing your peasants means that they become unhappy, so you need to start putting up churches and libraries to make them happy. You need to put in taverns, which eat up some of your food, that sort of stuff. So meeting their basic needs. So that's kind of the mid-game. Also, housing is a big deal. Mid-game, you want to make sure that you are, laying out your city in such a way that you can get adequate amounts of houses in there to get more citizens. And then late game, it's city defense and city planning and optimization. So later in the game, you start having Viking raids, you start having dragon raids, and you need to defend your city against that. So towers and troops come in handy there. And then, of course, city planning and optimization. You need to make sure that your road systems make sense, making sure that all the different resources that you have to get to your citizens, making sure that they can get them throughout your little kingdom. So that's the challenge later on, is eventually you'll get to the point where you need to make sure that everyone's got charcoal, everyone's got wood, everyone's got food, all this sort of stuff, making sure that your farmers are able to get the food into the granaries quickly before winter comes, all that sort of stuff. So lots of different challenges. The challenges morph and change as you go throughout the game, and I think that makes for an interesting set of problems. You always have to balance, certain needs, but those needs change throughout the game. So, gameplay, city building is pretty easy actually. You just drag and drop the buildings and set them down where you want them to go, and eventually your villagers will get around to doing it. You can prioritize tasks by, if you have workshops or farms or orchards or something like that, you can tell the workers to stop working there and they'll automatically start working on other projects, which is nice. It allows you for, I guess, some way of controlling which projects get prioritized. There isn't a priority button as of right now, but maybe they'll implement that in the future. And one key thing to note about the gameplay is that as you're building your city, everything has to be in the range of your roads. So road planning sets the layout for your city, and it sets out where you can expand. So this means early on you want to start expanding towards the woods so you can start chopping down stuff, building foresters. You want to expand towards iron mines and towards stone quarries so that you can start getting those resources as well. But everything has to be built within a certain range of roads. So this means that even early on you need to start thinking about how your city is going to lay out, how your city is going to move resources from one end to the other, how you're going to make sure that all the crafters get all the resources they need in order to create tools and weapons and bread and all these other sort of things. So anyways, you need stockpiles and granaries for resources as well. You need to make sure that you've got a sufficient space to store all of your food, to store all of your tools, to store all of your raw resources, that sort of thing. So that adds another layer of complexity onto it. You also have to make sure that you've got wells every once in a while so that your city doesn't burn down. I learned that the hard way. Let me tell you, I learned that the hard way. You want to make sure that you have things like libraries and churches and taverns that are able to spread happiness to your townsfolk, your peasants, if you will, and making sure that those are spread out as well. So basically protecting them from fire through having lots of wells periodically placed, protecting them from unhappiness through churches, taverns, and libraries, other things. So it as far as like the city building, that's kind of it. But the big thing, then you've also got combat. So combat requires first that you create a war hall, and you need to hire a hero. Once you've got the hero, costs 100 gold, they can then recruit from troops from the local barracks, and the troops will follow the hero around. So if you've got Vikings that are coming in, or you've got ogres that are coming in, ogres are the worst, they'll automatically follow your little hero into combat and sacrifice themselves to defend the colony, defend your kingdom. Towers are your main defense early on, soldiers later on, with towers becoming more of a support role. Obviously, towers still do a lot of the damage. I would say that Kingdoms and Castles is very much, it's a lot like other city builder games, but at the same time, it's also got a little bit more of a tower defense feel to it as of right now. Hopefully they'll add in some different types of towers. Right now you've got archer towers and ballista towers, which do different things and have different DPS rates and that sort of thing, so you like to mix and match them a little bit. But as you go through the game, you want to, start making sure that you've got some towers around to defend yourself, defend off enemies as best you can. It's definitely difficult. I will say that it's difficult to set up a good defense. So, as far as the official review, just to go over my rating system so that everyone's clear on that. So, basically, I treat my review system, my rating system, how I would recommend a game to a friend. So if a friend's asking me about a game, I would basically, this is how I would categorize it. So we've got 1 through 5. 1, never buy. Don't ever buy this game. So if you're looking at this game, don't buy it. Don't bother. Not worth it. You'll just get frustrated. You'll want your money back. So you may as well save the time. If a game is a 2, serious cautions about this game. Serious cautions. There are flaws, there's issues, maybe it's buggy, maybe it's just not fully well developed, that sort of thing. So if a game is a 2, I would say only buy this game if you're a super fan. Like if you're a fan of the series, if you're a super fan of the genre, something like that. A 3, this is a solid, fun game. It's worth your money, it's worth the time that you'll put into it. It's not gonna be the greatest game ever, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. You're gonna enjoy it, it's well worth your money. This is a solid, fun game. 4, this is a recommended purchase. So if a game is a 4, I would say if you like this genre, go buy this game. Like you'll spend time in the game, you'll enjoy it, it'll be, again, well worth it, but this is a game definitely where I'm starting to say this is worth spending money on. And a 5 is buy now. Go sell your kidney, go, sell whatever you need to, go buy this game. This is basically a classic in the making. This is something you'll never regret buying. So those reserved for games that are highly recognized, great epic games like Skyrim or I don't know, Stardew Valley is probably a good analogy for indie games, something like that. Like this is a really good game. So my rating for Kingdoms and Castles, I would put this at a 3.25 or a 3.5. Depends. Higher than that if you're a big indie fan. But I would say that for my purposes, I have 20 minutes before I need to go somewhere, I need to do something kind of game. So it's light, it's fun, it's something that's easy to slide into, easy to get out of, and you can just log in, it boots up real quick, and then you're able to spend 15-20 minutes improving the lives of your peasants. It's not too complex, it's just the right amount of challenge. At the same time, it is kind of fun to see your city get absolutely destroyed when Vikings show up with like 20 ogres and you're desperately trying to save the city. So anyways, about a 3.5-ish, 3.25, depending on your, if you like indie games, that sort of thing. Also keep in mind that this game is pretty early access, so there's probably going to be more updates, there's probably going to be more improvements to it. So I would put this game as a 3.25, 3.5 with the potential of becoming a 4. Definitely. I don't see this game ever becoming the rating going lower, but that's just my input. So again, a fun, lightweight game. It's good. It's a mixture of tower defense and city building, little indie graphics that just I don't know. It's really fun. It's cute. It's a good solid game. So I would definitely say if you're a fan of the genre, if you like tower defense, city building games, try it out. Give it a go. So that's the review of Kingdoms and Castles. I will be doing a playthrough of this game. I'll be building a city of it, so be sure to check that out. And other than that, thanks for tuning in for this game review on Additional Pylons Games. Thanks for watching Additional Pylons Games. Click one of the boxes to watch another video, and click the circle to subscribe and join the APG Zealots. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and share it with your friends. Comment below and I'll see you next time here on Additional Pylons Games.